Court, the movie podcast where Sean
and Mampy
watch shit, talk shit, and most importantly, eat shit. We are the law.
Man, guess what we saw?
We saw The Strangers, Chapter 1.
What?
Part 1 of 3.
Oh, are you
directed
kidding
by
me?
Renny Harlin.
Wait, no.
What?
No, you're joking, right? There's
No,
not
I'm-
3, right?
Yeah, there's 3.
Oh, God.
Did you not know this, or are you doing a bit?
Chapter 1 of 3? Sorry, I thought max 2.
No, there's 3.
No.
They've already shot them all.
Really?
Yeah, the part 2's coming out
Holy
later this
fuck.
year.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
brilliant.
Hey, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, I suppose.
I mean,
What?
Lionsgate's got to make money somehow.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
They're not making any money off of fucking Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's good. Pretty good.
Oh, cool.
It's the new Guy Ritchie movie.
Oh, wait, with
People kill Nazis.
yeah, with those people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know of it.
This movie stars lady and man
Yep.
and strangers.
And 3 strangers. They're back,
But
baby.
this asks the interesting question: does the title refer to the strangers, our main characters, man and woman, or does it refer to the people who sneak into their house? Because they are
Yes.
strangers in a strange land.
It's true.
They are in the redneck town of somewhere in
Somewhere. Venus.
Washington or some shit, right?
No, they're in Venus, baby.
Venus, Oregon?
Oregon, yeah.
Oregon?
Seems right to me.
Okay.
But I don't. It's interesting because it makes me think. So, like, I guess anywhere where it's like a small town, even if doesn't matter the location, the people are going to be demented killers. I guess. It doesn't matter where you are.
This is a tough thing about the movie is that it has been billed as a prequel,
Yeah.
but it isn't a prequel.
No, it's a restart.
In no way is it a prequel, because
Yeah.
it happens after the one that we've already seen. It happens after both of the ones we've already seen, I'm pretty sure, since all the technology is much newer.
Well, it's like after timeline-wise, but it's restarting the whole thing. Because it's the exact same movie as the first movie.
Yes,
So
in
it's
many
like,
ways.
Yeah, it's like they were like, well, none of that happened. These are totally new strangers with the same outfits and masks,
Yes.
as if the other ones did not exist. I don't think any of the other movies exist in this universe.
You don't think so?
No, I think this is a complete reset.
Okay.
Because
that's fine.
The end of the
I don't
second
care.
one, Baghead's basically dead. He's been
Yeah.
burned, all this shit. The other 2 are dead. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so they're scrapping the whole thing and just doing the first one
I mean, it makes
again.
sense. But at the same time, these masked people, they could be anybody.
They could be. It's true. Maybe they're
Be
copycats.
anybody, man. Okay, this is what happens in the movie. We don't need to know what you thought about it. We're going to get into that
We
pretty
will.
fast. This is what happens. There's a nice couple. Mm-hmm. Their names are man and woman.
Yes.
And they go into the woods. And they're, unlike strangers from 2008,
Yes.
their relationship is great.
Yeah, going strong.
Yeah, it's going amazing. They're even talking about getting married.
Uh-oh.
They drive into a small town, and everyone there is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Everyone there is insanely weird. The moment they walk into the door, everyone looks at them like with evil eyes and disgust.
What
And
you
even
doing
like
here?
the nice lady, there's like one nice waitress who's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, they want salads.
Yeah, you think
Y'all
she's
they
gonna
eat
be nice.
salads."
She ain't nice.
Yeah, and then they go to their nice Airbnb cabin. But there is one problem. They're strangers.
Uh-oh.
there's strangers. And then,
Strangers.
you know, the strangers do the kind of thing that they do. Mm-hmm. They do little goofs. It's weird, though. Something I have not understood about any of the Strangers movies is that they do things that are like little goofs.
Yeah.
But they don't seem to have fun.
No.
I mean, at one point in this, a lady laughs.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's after like 12 hours of them torturing
exactly.
them and scaring them.
Yeah.
So they do these goofs where they're like they're standing behind them and then they move away and they're tricky and sneaky, but they find no joy in it. I don't know. They're just, hey, who knows what the strangers are up to? I don't know what they're up to.
They're doing their own thing, you know?
And they torture them by being there and not being there.
Yep.
Hurting them and not hurting them.
Mm-hmm.
Scaring them and going away. Coming back. Going away.
Going away.
Coming back. Going away. Coming back. And then they kill them.
Yep. It's
Spoiler
just
alert.
that easy. Or do they?
And that's the end.
Yeah,
pretty
that's
much.
the end of the movie.
That's the whole movie. And we can't only say bad things about this movie. And we're going to have plenty of bad things to say about this movie. But first, we've got to say some nice things.
Yes.
And I'd like to ask you, Mampy.
Yes.
To tell me this. What is the best part of The Strangers Part 1, directed by Renny Harlin, who you may know from his work with Cliffhanger and Deep Blue Sea.
Oh, right.
And Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
I thought you were going to say Nightmare Before Christmas. I was like, whoa.
Yes, he's the real one who directed
yeah, he's the real.
Tim Burton's, Renny Harlin's Nightmare Before Christmas.
I love Deep Blue Sea growing up. I thought it was great. So
Good movie.
It's just a fun time. It's insane, but it knows it's insane, and you gotta give
absolutely.
it credit. Yeah. It's like, I mean, I've never seen such a brutal, like, someone gets their arm eaten off. That same person gets helicopter lifted. A shark grabs the helicopter lift and throws them into a glass wall, basically. It's
cool.
What a way to die. What a way to die. Anyway, I
feel like, though it's not as silly, this movie has a similar relationship to reality.
Yes.
It's like it's not a goofy way, but it's just like, well, none of this makes any sense.
Yeah, nothing here.
Just all the characters, they have no thoughts in their brains.
No thoughts. Everything's inconsequential. It just things are just happening. And I think my hero of the picture would have to be there's some magic going on where the strangers are almost ninja-like. And I did like that. I was like, ooh, there's a part where man and woman, because who the hell knows what their names are? I
don't know.
Something.
Vanessa. Tony and Johnny, Minnie and Dominum.
Tukey
Mickey and Minnie.
And Mookie walk into a shed. Yeah. And it's pitch black.
Yep.
There's no way that anyone could be in there or not be seen by them. Yeah. But somehow they light a lighter, and there's one of the strangers is just standing directly behind them.
That's a good bit. I like that.
And I was like, ooh, she's spooky. She's the spookiest one. She's like,
absolutely.
Ooh. There's like two ladies, and one of the ladies has always been scarier than the other lady. And that's the one that is in the shed. And you're like, uh-oh.
One has like a baby face. Mask, and the other one has like an adult. They're sort of set up as mommy and daddy and baby. Yeah. Sort of. Like Baghead daddy, is sort baby. Of is daddy. Yeah. Sort of.
He's dad.
Though they're okay. I'm already talking bad about this movie, but I like that part too.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, that was nice.
And if you're going to make use of like the insanity of the way the Strangers universe works, you might as well do stuff like that.
You better.
Because there's so much stuff, even in the original, which I think is quite a good movie and is very scary.
Absolutely.
They're like showing up and disappearing in ways that are probably impossible.
Yeah, just like, what? Where did you go?
Where'd he... How did he go so quietly? He's wearing big boots.
Yeah, how did you physically
he just gently floats out the door.
Now that would be scary. He's just
Strangers
floating
Part
down the...
2.
That would be wild. The bag man just flying. That would be terrifying.
It would be wild to make the... Do you know Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead? Do you know this play?
Yes.
So this play takes place behind the scenes of Hamlet.
Yeah.
And it would be wild to make The Strangers like that, where you see like how they get in and out of rooms.
Yeah,
and it's all just them floating, and like they have little teleporting machines.
Yes.
They like hit a button on their watch and they go and disappear from a room.
They fold
they must
into
have
a
some
wall.
sort of cloaking device.
Yeah, something.
There's one moment where Baghead is standing directly next to a woman. She's in the shower.
Yeah.
He's within 7 inches of her.
Yes.
And she does not see him.
She has no peripheral
He's directly
vision.
next to her.
Yeah.
He's like this far away
She's
from
like-
her. And she doesn't... I'm talking shit about it, but... that kind of shit is stupid, but... You know, what the hell, you know.
If you explain it with magic, it's like, all right, it's magic. They're ghosts.
Chapter
or something.
2.
Yeah, chapter 2. Come on, chapter 2.
I mean, there's still time to recut it.
Yeah.
Ghost stuff.
There's gotta be ghost stuff for some of this. But, I mean,
That's my favorite part. I wrote that down, too.
yeah, that part, I mean, I liked when the main lady is looking through the house after the power goes out. I was like, ooh, spooky. And then she opens a door and the stranger lady's just there and she's like, ah! And like freaks out. I was like, that was a nice one. But, But then, I mean, it's immediately followed by the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Ooh, what's that?
I bet we don't... It's like I want to bring it up now because it's directly related to the scene.
Just bring it up now, and then we can... But this isn't the worst thing about the movie, right, Mampy?
No,
okay,
no.
well,
There's many more. But the guy comes in. The guy comes in, her boyfriend dude, and he's like, oh, I know what happened. There's a painting of a clown on the wall. Look, I'll put my head in front of the screen. Painting, person, painting. And she's like, I guess. It's like there's no reality where you would be like, I saw a painting.
It's toxic masculinity in action.
It is.
It's gaslighting.
Yeah, gaslighting. And
it is girl boss.
if he had believed her, maybe, they would have died sooner and I could have left the theater.
It's weird. Okay. Let me say this is
Find
an
the nice,
in-between
find the
thing.
nice.
This isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
Or this is kind of a bad thing, but it's not that bad. But the characters in this movie have no sense of self-preservation.
Yeah.
Like, they have probably 10 times to leave, and they just don't.
Yeah.
They have many opportunities to just leave.
And they do not do it.
And they do not. But, hey, we're only talking about good stuff.
Yeah,
I got,
only
like,
good
one
stuff.
other good thing, and then we can talk talk shit about the movie. The other good thing I thought was when they're outside, there's fog.
Yeah.
I feel like there is a distinct lack of fog in the outdoors of movies these days.
Bring it back, baby.
And it's one of the easiest ways to make something look cool.
Mm-hmm. It's like, ooh.
Is you just get a bunch of fog. And fog looks really cool. Always.
Always looks good.
Always looks cool. I've never seen fog in a movie and gone, oh, that's stupid. I hate it. It's always cool. Last week I watched Hard to Kill, the Seagal movie.
Yeah.
And there's one part in it where fog is coming out of a place where fog could not be coming out of. There's like a shipping container and it's just coming out of the corner of a shipping container.
Wow.
Just fog out of nowhere. And it still looks awesome. Great. Who cares? It looks good.
It looks great.
People can't smoke in movies anymore. They can smoke weed, but they can't smoke cigarettes. So there's no like things wafting around in the air. Get some fog out there.
Please.
That's all I ask.
We're begging you. Get the fog.
How expensive is a fog machine?
How
I don't know why I'm mad about that.
expensive could it be? Just put the fog in there.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Do you have anything else? Okay, I've got one other thing.
Okay.
Lady
Lady,
redheaded lady.
Yeah.
She's trying. Mm-hmm. I think Guy is not trying.
I don't know what the guy was doing.
He's really, really weird.
I don't know.
His whole thing, the way
weird.
he's acting, is very strange. Not wooden even, just really sort of ironic or I don't know what it is.
I don't know what
just
he's doing.
Odd. Very weird vibes. But she's doing her best. She has nothing to work with.
Yeah, literally.
But she's trying. She's crying. She's screaming. When she cries, she just goes all the fucking way. She's like,
yes.
She's like,
hey.
Spit is hanging around the side of her lips. She's like, seems like she's really going for it. And man he's making no attempts.
He's just like, it's going to be all right. And then he, spoiler alert.
Hey, I'm just gonna go to town. There's a vintage bike in the. Okay, and I'm making fun again. Do you have anything else that's good about this movie?
I kind of like. I mean, it's more magic, but Baghead sitting behind her while she plays piano is kind of funny.
Yes.
Somehow making no footstep sounds. His huge weight not making any sound.
Yeah, he's like 7 foot tall.
Nice. Yeah, exactly. But somehow
an ancient cabin.
That's why he's got to be floating. Like there's no other. Yes. Or he's got
a vampire.
A suspension rig that lowers him.
Oh yeah. They've got cranes.
Yeah. It's like Mission Impossible. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And there's like sweat coming off the bag. And it like falls on the piano and she's like
That'd be amazing.
That'd
be amazing.
Make that movie, honestly.
Make that movie, please.
Strangers Impossible.
Is there anything else? I don't know if it's good or bad, but I kind of enjoyed watching the movie.
Yeah.
Now I saw it with a friend.
That helps.
Which helped a lot.
Yeah.
And also it was a good crowd.
Yeah.
Like the crowd around us was having the same like, what the fuck is going? Like,
yeah.
There was like the same experience among all of us. There was a guy in our row who was asleep. And he was snoring for like 40% of the movie.
I get it.
It was just a good energy for like this movie.
Yeah.
Just for people to be like, what the? People laughing at shit that wasn't supposed to be funny. Yeah. We were having a good time. But it's not good.
No, I have to say.
It's not good.
And I've tried to be more lenient and like understanding these days, but
this one's not good.
It's tough because I like the first one. I think the first one's a good horror movie. Yeah. The ending is arguable. Like they go through a lot just to stab them, and you're like,
yes.
What is the point of it? It just kind of feels weird, but you're like, whatever.
Agreed.
That's fine.
Yeah.
They're sickos.
That's what they like to do.
That's what they do. And that one was supposed to be their first one. They were like, it'll get easier, or the next one will be better, or whatever.
Yeah.
Which they were wrong. They all got fucking killed, which I liked. I did like that.
Yeah.
I was like, that's hilarious. I don't know if it was their second one, but
they should get
the second one we saw. They all got fucked. That was funny. Anyway. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did try, but the beginning. A horror movie's beginning is always the rockiest bit for me, because just like, they're doing dumb jokes, they're like trying to be cute or whatever, and it's like, if it doesn't work, it's so painful, and you're just like, man, we gotta do something else, because this is not good. And
let's get it going, guys.
It is, with the strangers, it's a slow, even in all of them, it's a slow begin. It's like, all right.
That's the whole thing.
You gotta set it up. And just
in the first one, it's incredibly slow.
Yeah, it's like, when is stuff gonna happen? And then you're like, oh, it's happening. Yes. And it's creepy and it's freaky.
Yes.
I still remember the like record player skipping in the first movie is so creepy, and you're like, whoa, this is wild. And I mean, they had, I thought, 2 way better actors in that movie.
Definitely.
Just like real actors
who have something to be there for.
Yes.
Like they both the story of the first one is built on the fact that that she turned him down.
Yeah. Yeah.
When he asked her to marry him.
Exactly.
And so there's just like this underlying bad thing happening.
Yeah, which it's more complex, more interesting. It's like
yes, there's some conflict between the two. There's not just we're having a great time.
Our lives are perfect, and anyone else outside of us is actually weird. Like I felt like more of that than like the town's like the movie purposely made all of the townspeople suspicious. Like every look was just like so over the top and like, why are you here?
For chapter 2.
Yeah, that's for chapter. That's
and
the
3.
When every member of the town is a stranger, they all.
It truly felt like that.
It did, yeah. I was like, what's going on here?
Like there's some strangers academy that they go to.
Yeah, that would
and
be
that's
amazing.
What the meeting is that they're going to go to is they go, hey, this is how you kill people. Hey, we're going to hand out your baghead masks.
Exactly.
Ladies, come around for your mama or baby masks.
Mama or baby, yeah. Strangers Academy would be so funny if that's what Chapter 2, Strangers Academy. That would be amazing. I would die. And the
float. Completely imperceptibly in and out of rooms.
It's like Hogwarts, but for killers. That would be amazing. Strange warts.
Okay, I'm ready to talk shit about this movie.
Yeah, I think
We've said enough nice things.
We tried. We really
honestly tried. My low main, the thing I think is the worst in general is the fact that this is not a good system for a bad horror movie.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're going to make like a middling or even quite bad horror movie, like go in with that plan, like have that idea. And then you do, not that the Friday the 13th movies are bad, but like there's like 1,000 other Friday the 13th-esque movies that are still pretty good because someone gets killed every 7 minutes.
Exactly. It's like, whoa.
And if you're going to have the characters like they are in this where you're like, you don't like them that much, and then you like them less as the thing goes on because they make more and more stupid decisions.
Yeah.
Have 50 of them or something.
Yes, you need more.
So things can happen. Because the slow burn doesn't work if it's not scary and if you don't like the people. Then you're like, well, kill them.
Exactly.
Fucking kill them.
They're
stupid.
They're dumb. They're like influencer level, just like annoying. Where you're just like, ugh.
Yes.
And then them being like perfectly in love. You're like, I just don't like like. There's nothing about these people that's interesting at all. Like there's no conflict. Nothing. It's just like,
no.
What am I engaging with?
And also, the man he's got his soul patch cut into a triangle. It's really fucking
his
weird.
whole vibe. He literally felt like not like a real person. Like he was like plastic or something. I was like, what is this guy? I don't know.
He's very odd.
We can't control what we look like, so I'm not trying to make fun. I'm just like, I didn't get it. It just didn't work at all.
I don't get him. But my main low main, the very worst thing, they are in the chairs.
Yes.
At the very end. The strangers, what they like to do is they like to fool you with you for almost a night. Mm-hmm. And then they like to tie you up in chairs.
Yeah.
And you know that you're going to die, and they like that you know that you're going to die.
Yeah.
And then they kill you.
Exactly.
And as that is about to happen, the man says to lady, will you marry me? And she says, I would love to marry you. And it's fucking insane.
It is
it's
insane.
So bad.
And you knowing that the strangers are just sitting there watching them makes it hilarious.
Yeah.
You're like, this is so insane.
Like they could cut to the strangers being like, okay.
Yeah.
Y'all know that you're gonna die right now.
Yeah.
Right?
That would be amazing if the bad guy just takes his mask off. You know we're about to
we're about to kill you. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, you're not.
It's stupid.
Or they throw on a wedding. They they do a whole ceremony. That would be amazing.
And then they kill them?
Yeah, and then they kill
That'd be nice.
They kiss and then they cut off both their heads at once. That'd be amazing.
But that part was just sort of like embarrassing.
Yeah, it was weird.
Like, oh, this is too bad that they decided to do this.
Yeah, it really is.
Because it feels like, that feels like some weird child idea.
Yeah.
Like where it's like, oh, if you're 7, you're like, oh, maybe we could get married right before we die. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
But as anyone over, I don't know, 12?
Yeah.
Is going to be like, what?
Huh?
You're not getting married. You're just asking her to marry. Like,
it's just silly.
Marriage is like a ceremony that you have.
Exactly.
So what's the point of... are you going to get flowers?
Well, it especially doesn't work because marriage is all about till death do us part. So they were married for about 0.3 seconds, and that's it. Yeah. It's like, all right. Okay, yes, sir.
Beautiful.
This is not really a commitment. We are both going to be dead in about 2 seconds.
I mean, if Mommy Stranger had played the wedding march...
Yeah.
As they were doing the kill or something, then I would have liked it. But
no, they didn't. Yeah,
that's the worst part.
That would have been brilliant. The girl plays the piano, the wedding song on the piano. Yeah. That would have made that scene hilarious. Like it would have worked because it'd have been like, oh, they're literally mocking this stupid influencer couple. Yeah,
these guys are evil. But they don't.
That is just the. My low main is absolutely the guy. He just nothing. There's nothing there at all. Like I was just like the whole movie.
So odd.
Even when he's like being killed or like should be panicked, just you feel nothing. You're just like, dude, who are you? Who did you sleep with? Who knows you? Like someone just put you in this movie. Like I don't know why you're in this movie.
He's handsome in a generic way.
Yeah, I get an eerie. I don't want to be mean like that because whatever. We can't, whatever. That's not what I'm here for.
That's how we look.
That's how we look. But he had an eerie vibe. I was more scared of him than, like, with that shot where his face keeps coming in the screen. I was like, is he one of the strangers? Like, I was like, man, he's freaking me out. Like, I don't like
he's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
I also didn't like the fact that she makes a lot of dumb decisions.
Yeah.
But he made some of the very worst.
Yeah.
There's this part where, of course, the ghost truck shows up out of nowhere to smash them.
Exactly.
And he's out. Baghead is out of the car. It's running.
Yeah.
No, they're nowhere to be seen. Baghead is gone.
Yeah.
And man, our hero could easily get in the truck
and leave.
And he could leave, or if he wanted to, he could just drive around, look for the girl, get her in the truck, and they could drive away.
Exactly.
And it's one of the many things in the movie where you're like, well, these people are too stupid to be likable.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're definitely too stupid to be likable for an hour and a half or so.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I couldn't believe how dumb like the part where she is underneath like the foliage, completely visible. By the way, she's just sitting. Like when they cut that shot, I was like, anyone could see her. And then waits literally no time at all after the person has left, and it's like has the phone out like, hello. I'm like, what?
And she's like rattling leaves, cracking twigs.
Just go to sleep there. Honestly, just spend the night. Just go to bed at that point. Like if you're that unseeable,
if you can't be seen,
just go to sleep.
Never ever.
Yeah.
Like dial 911.
Yeah.
Leave the phone next to you. Turn down the volume and stay there until someone saves you.
Someone's gonna come. Like they're gonna be like, okay, we have to go check this out. We got a call from the middle of the fucking woods. Like something happened. Weird. The idiocy was. And you just don't like them at any point the whole movie.
No.
And then they're just so stupid where you're just like, I can't feel for you. Like in the first one, I was sad. I was like, dang, this is rough. Like seeing them die, you're like, and then like her like waking up at the end screaming. That was such a like intense thing. I remember when I first saw that movie, I was like, they needed that. Like the two Mormon kids showing up. That was such like a crazy. They like find her and then she wakes up screaming. I was like, that was crazy. Like, that, you need that. And then this movie has just this weak ass, like they slowly zooming in on her. She's like laying there and there's like lights on her face. And then they just cut to her in the hospital, like rolling around. She didn't even open her eyes. I was like, what? I was like, this movie, what is going on? It's just such a whimper. It's just like.
Did you see the after credits?
No, there's
a mid credits.
There's a mid credit. What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh God.
So we cut to her in bed. In the hospital again. And she leans up, and guess who's in bed? Baghead!
Are you serious?
He's just sitting there. He's like, hello.
What? Are you serious?
I'm totally serious. That is the mid-credit stinger, is he's there in bed with her.
No.
Yes. Completely serious, 100%.
How is he fitting in there?
She leans up, and he's like...
How?
I mean, he's not... I don't think he's leaning, but he's laying. He's, like, laying in bed, looking directly at the camera, so the camera can see him when she moves.
I can't.
It's wild.
I can't, dude. So I guess they do kill her?
I mean, they would have to if she survives that.
I love that these people can go into a hospital dressed as... They are ghosts. They are more ghosts than Ghostface. They are, like, able to appear anywhere.
Yeah, you're like a 7'3" guy wandering through the hospital with a bag over your head.
How is he fitting in that bed? I don't understand.
His toes must be hanging off.
And how do you not wake up to that? Like him getting into position. And
sorry. I imagine a 250-pound man just laid in bed next to me.
He's like, okay, mama and baby, this one's going to be good. I'm going to sneak into the bed and wait till she wakes up. It's like, this is so insane. Okay,
I'm going to be just in the spot where the camera can see me when she leans up. Won't that be crazy?
Wait, but it just cuts after they reveal him?
Yes,
or okay, she's not like,
No. We're like, and she probably still has no idea.
Yeah, she's
because of her extreme, I don't know, tunnel vision.
Yeah,
she has no peripheral vision. One of the worst point guards on Earth since she can't see anything to the side of her.
A great horse, though. They need the horses not to look outside.
She would be a great horse.
So,
okay, here's another bad thing.
The
baby stranger knocks on the door, as she does in all of the films.
Yes.
And in this one, it's wild because her face does not reflect light at all.
Yeah, just blackness.
It's completely black.
It's wild.
It's insane. Mm-hmm. And I know, movies are not real.
Yeah, of course not.
I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
But the fact that, like, she's standing in front of a door.
Yes.
And there's light coming
from
the door.
Yeah.
At least in the original, there's, like, a little bit of moonlight that traces the edge of her face.
Yeah.
But in this one, in every shot where they show her head unmasked, it is completely black.
It's crazy.
It's fucking weird.
It's like, how?
It's weird. It's just a very weird movie.
And she does nothing with her weapon the entire film. You're like, you don't ever attack anybody. You don't do anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. It's like, I didn't
even think of that.
Get it. Yeah, you're just like walking around. It just felt so weird. The whole thing felt weird to me.
It's a weird movie.
I guess I just didn't get the point of it because, like, it just was the same movie but worse, like way worse.
Yes, absolutely,
even
much worse.
Like them coming around the corner and shooting the dude, it was like that made less sense than in the first one. Which still in the first one, I was like, why would they just shoot him? Like they don't. But that one made a little more sense because the guy just appears and it's like, oh shit. But like going around a corner, seeing that a man has no mask on and just blow his head off makes no sense. It's like, huh? Why would you shoot a guy who doesn't even look like that? It doesn't make sense.
In the original, at least Always Sunny guy.
Yeah.
He has a tie on.
Yeah.
And Baghead has a tie.
It makes a little sense.
So maybe, sort of, it doesn't make much sense, but it makes maybe the tiniest bit of sense. In this one, a repairman shows up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, so for some reason.
To fix a refrigerator and then gets blown away with a shotgun. It's weird.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
Why would he? It makes no sense.
Why would he be there?
It's such a... I love that they set it up, too. She's like, I'll be here all night, so yeah, just whatever. It's like, no one's showing up in the middle of the night. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah. Actually, please don't show up in the middle of the night. We don't want our refrigerator fixed at 2 a.m.
No, it didn't. We would be asleep.
That's
normally.
an inappropriate time to fix our refrigerator.
We would all be...
Because we don't know you. We're in the middle of nowhere. It would be creepy. Even if you were the nicest guy in the world, it would be incredibly creepy for you to be at our house that way. So please see us in the morning or something. Or give us $25 back on our night.
Yeah, exactly.
Something.
It's just not good. I can't anymore. I can't pretend that there's... The whole time I was just like, this is bad. And it just
sucks.
It's worse than the second one. I would rather watch the second one again, because at least there's more characters. I would
much rather watch the second one.
There's like, it's got a more fun almost to it.
Yeah.
Like more set pieces.
Yeah.
The pool scene.
Yeah, there's not much that happens in this.
Yeah, it's just...
It's also, as I've already sort of mentioned this, but it's like the fact that it is a slow burn. The slow burn is the worst thing to do if you are not going to make a good movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just like,
it is a genre of horror movie that should only be attempted by people who are very good at it.
Yes, exactly.
Because even like, The Shining or something.
Yeah.
Like if I'm having a bad day and I'm kind of sleepy, I might get kind of dozy in the first 45 minutes of The Shining.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the best movies ever.
It's very well done.
Then what do you expect to do with this movie if you're like, oh yeah, we'll just tease it out?
No. You can't. You've got to have, like you were saying, either way more characters or something going on. Like, I thought maybe the couple they ran into was going to show up or something. I was like, something's got to happen to make this more interesting. And all they did was shoot a random repairman. I was like, okay.
I mean, I did like that. I was glad they shot a random repairman.
At least there was an action.
Finally, something happened. Okay, another bad thing. Yeah. There is, honestly, this is kind of a thing in the first two, but it's really bad in this one.
Yeah.
Like, there's no sense of where anyone is.
Yeah, absolutely.
At any time. I mean, when they're in the house, you're like, okay, she's upstairs. But because of the stranger's nature, there's no way to know where they are.
Yeah.
So, maybe it can be a little creepy, but there's no sense of doom.
No.
Because you don't know where they are.
Even when they're like approaching someone, you're like, but are they? I don't really know.
Yeah, who the fuck knows? But when they get out in the woods, it's just, there's no way to know how far away they are from the house.
Yeah.
There's no way to know what, okay, so the car gets hit by the truck. Where the fuck is that?
Yeah, where was that?
Is it near the house? Can he run back to the house?
I mean, the ghost truck is just... it was a level of just like, how do you... Okay, this is the loudest truck that has ever existed on the planet.
Yes.
And yet, it can somehow instantly turn on and fly at someone's car.
Yes. And this is a thing that happens... This is one of the worst cliches in movies now is the mystery machine that can fly at 1,000 miles an hour out of the frame, the side of the frame. Yeah. That happens over and over.
It's like, how?
Honestly, anytime anyone is walking across the street now, you're like, oh, they're going to get hit by a car that's going 1,000 miles an hour. because it happens in, I'd say literally 20% of movies now.
Yeah.
Someone gets hit by a car that comes out of nowhere real fast.
There was a peak where it was out of control. It was like...
Yeah.
I remember, I mean, it's not a great movie, but Scary Movie 4 ends with James Earl Jones giving some speech and then a bus kills him. And I was like, okay, that's funny because that's a good play on that trope. But it is, every time it happens in a movie, I'm like, really? Like, that's so...
I mean, at least, I guess, I don't know, Final Destination or whatever the first one is, you were like, oh, shit.
Yeah, that was insane.
Wow! She just got hit by a fucking bus.
Crazy.
But now it is just, it's the biggest, it is the hugest, loudest truck. It's like if a monster truck did it.
Yeah.
It's not that much different than if like fucking Gravedigger just went, but somehow, like you didn't hear it.
Ooh, yeah, somehow you don't.
Like you see them head on, and then you cut to their side, and Gravedigger is like this far away from them.
Holy
oh, Gravedigger!
They should have added in like a cut to like a button that's like soundproofing, activate, or something like to make it where they can't hear. It's just like because it made no sense. And where was the truck? If they wouldn't they have been like, oh, there's also a truck?
Yeah.
But at no point, which I guess, I still don't know what they were hinting at, because that truck is at the repair place at the beginning, and I was like,
oh,
okay, so that's somebody's truck in the town, obviously, but it just didn't
Who knows?
Who cares? It's further.
That's the hard part. Who cares? I mean, I'm definitely seeing the next one. 100%.
I mean, we're at chapter 1. We got to. I cannot believe there's 2 more. Okay, it's the arrogance of making something shitty and being like, oh, we've got 2 more. They're coming.
You're going to want to see what's happening next.
I can't. I get it with something like that big Western epic that's coming out. It's like, okay, this has good actors in it. They're really trying to make this good, like, big budget,
and also,
everything. A
lot of it is Kevin Costner paying for it himself.
Exactly, and it's like, okay.
He wants to throw away his money, that's fine.
Sure, he believes in this, but the stranger, if this had been the original Strangers, I think it would have been completely forgotten immediately. I don't think anyone would have been like, wow, that was so cool, these interesting, weird characters. Like, I don't think anyone would have cared. It would have vanished from the whatever, the mind bubble that we all share. I forget what that's called.
The collective unconscious?
Yes.
Or the collective conscious? Both, maybe?
Yeah, one of those.
But the fact, it's also weird. It's just all very weird.
It's a weird movie.
But on the other hand, they've already made back their budget first weekend, which is great.
Oh my god.
They spent $8 million. I think it made $11 million, so they're doing fine.
Hey, yeah.
That's one of the beautiful things about horror movies.
True.
Is they're very difficult to not make money on.
Yeah.
You have to really do something very stupid if you're going to not make money on a horror movie.
Yeah.
But it feels like that maybe the second one will be total madness.
I guess. Yeah,
is everyone in the town complicit? Because that's what it feels like.
It really did.
Like they kill every foreigner.
Yeah, that kind.
Like it's fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something, where they're like, "Hey, you're from the towns. We're gonna kill you soon.
We're gonna kill you."
It's a fucking weird movie.
Men are from Mars. The strangers are from Venus. You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
that's what I'm talking about. Pretty cool.
Wow. You heard it here first.
You heard it here.
On Food Court Movie Podcast.
That's what we like. We have we give a first take. It may be a little silly or not that compelling, but it is the first take.
It may not be good, but it is us.
Hey, much like this movie, We're going to be doing many more chapters of this podcast, so we don't care. Go ahead. Make 50 of them. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'll watch. I can't wait for chapter 2 whenever it comes out.
Strangers 3. The S is a 3. Stranger 3.
That's nice.
Could be good.
That's really nice.
The S in Strangers could be the 2. The 2.
Yes.
Perfect.
Tangers. Perfect.
Anyway.
You know what, Mampy?
Yeah,
go ahead.
I just was going to say I didn't like this movie.
No.
I was just going to wrap it up.
No. It is not good. It is, in many ways, sort of inept.
Yeah,
which saddens me. As a, not a big fan, but as something of a fan of Renny Harlin. I mean, Cliffhanger rules. Deep Blue Sea rules.
The mighty have fallen, you know.
Die Hard 2 rules.
They just...
I mean, just based on those, I'm glad he still gets to make movies.
He probably just jumped on this last minute or something.
Yeah. Because they're like, hey, Renny Harlin, you want to do this? He's like, I don't care.
Is he doing... I mean, are they doing different directors for... Or did they do different directors?
No, I think he did all of them.
Wow. Yeah. What if they shot it as one movie and he was like, this is kind of long. They were like, let's chop it up.
Maybe so. Maybe he shot it as a TV show, and then they're like, what the hell? Make it a movie.
What if they do the Halloween 2 thing where the whole second one's in the hospital and she's like trying to escape the strangers?
Wow. I would watch that.
That'd be wild.
Sounds great.
That'd be amazing.
But we can't only talk about The Strangers Chapter 1. We've got to talk about all the other movies we watched this week,
right.
Which brings us to a segment called Panda Express presents Express Yourself about the movies you watched this week. Play the theme, please, Michael.
Ding 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 bing bing bing. It's time for the Pan Express boop boop because we got some things expressed dink dink about the things we watched doop doop this week. Ba-dum ba-dum bum. I think we're alone now. Dee 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 dee. Bop beep boop boop beep beep.
Is that in this movie?
That was in the second. That was the trailer for the second movie.
That's what it was.
And I was like, now that's cool.
Yeah. What if there was even one color in the movie? Oh, I forgot to say this about The Strangers Chapter 1. Their outfits suck much more.
Yeah, everything is so bland.
In the original, he's got a suit on. He looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
In this, they just have, like, generic outdoorsy clothing. It's like, well, that's not as cool as having a suit.
Yeah, get a suit on, man. But yeah.
Well, this is before, so this is them figuring it out.
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot something too. The insane burger eating scene where the guy has like 1 million gallons of ketchup on his face. You're like, what is happening? And you can tell like they shot it so many times, like it's in all these like crazy different places. And you're like,
yes.
What the fuck is this movie? And then the bird thing is just like, how? So you want me to think a 7-foot-tall man got on the table, it just is like, it's so over the top. It's like, what the hell is happening in this movie? And
he did.
It somehow waited perfectly to the point they were eating that it was dripping blood. It's just like, this is too much.
He dragged a ladder in.
Yeah.
It was like, it stopped making noise when he was on the carpet, and then it started making noise when he was back in the kitchen. And he just put it up, scream!
Yeah.
And then he just clomp, went up the ladder, got out some twine that he had hanging around.
Took the chicken. It was alive. It was alive while he was there, too. Like, and he stabs.
And then he ties it up. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Completely soundlessly.
Soundless. Anyway.
You know what I watched this week?
What'd you watch?
Just yesterday, I went to my local theater and I saw the new documentary, The Blue Angels,
Ooh.
an IMAX documentary.
Wow.
And it was not good. Which is a bold move.
Uh-huh.
It's very difficult to make a movie about people doing an incredibly dangerous thing that's fast and high.
Mm-hmm.
Not very interesting.
Yeah.
But they did it.
Hey.
They managed it.
I I remembered the Blue Angels as a kid. I was like, wow, that's the coolest thing ever. But I didn't know that was still going on. I was like, oh, wow. Yeah.
They've been doing it for like 60 years or something. Dang. Maybe even more.
That's crazy.
And there were many things. I think part of it was just the editing sucked.
Yeah.
Like, there were maybe 2 or 3 times in the movie where I was like, wow, that's amazing, because they didn't cut away from it.
Yeah.
Because, like, I could look at it for a little while, and it's like, oh, this guy's in a fucking jet going really fast. This is fucking amazing.
Exactly.
But almost every other time that happened, like, they would cut fast, and I was like, well, just let me see this amazing thing, please.
I'm begging you.
That's all I want. That's why I came to the theaters, to see this amazing thing.
Ugh.
And there were a few. There was one where they get really close.
Mm-hmm.
The jets are like within, I think they said 18 inches.
Oh yeah, wow.
So there's this one shot where you see like the wings really close, and they're in the air flying, so they're kind of like rocking back and forth. And they show that for like a good 30, 40 seconds, and you're like, wow, that's unbelievable that they can do this. But so much of the other stuff is like, okay, there's a guy, he's doing a backflip, cut. Oh, they're blasting off and the smoke's coming away, cut. What the fuck are you doing?
Why? Why?
It's amazing.
Just let
me see it. It's amazing.
Happen.
Just let me see it.
They won't let us.
It's one of the most unbelievable things that man can do.
Exactly.
Just let me see it, please.
I just want to see. Why?
It really was annoying. I was annoyed by it. It's like, well,
man,
that's the whole point of this movie, is to see them fly jets real fast.
That is the point. When editing becomes really noticeable, it's bad. You're like, it can become annoying. You're like, ugh. Stop with I hate in a conversation when it like cuts back too much, and you're like, this is driving me crazy. Yeah. Like, please stop.
Just let me see something happen.
Yes.
Let me watch something happen in the real world.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Yeah.
If only.
But they fucking blew it. I don't know how they did it, but they fucking blew it. 2 thumbs down. Don't see it. 2
thumbs down. Yeah, I don't
fucking
support
sucks.
it. Yeah.
Worse than The Strangers Chapter 1.
That's a feat.
Yeah.
That is a feat.
Because it's taking something much more amazing and bringing it down so far.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like, Strangers Chapter 1 it's got a ceiling that you can get to. And it's like, well, if you get really, really good, you might be The Strangers, the original one. Yeah. And that's quite good.
Yeah, it's like, whoa.
But then, like, the second sequel that's also a reboot to a horror movie that came out a long time ago, and it's by a guy who hasn't made a good movie in 20 years or so, and that's a low ceiling. But the Blue Angels is a very high ceiling.
They're literally in the sky.
They're way up in the sky, they're flying really fast, and they're within 18 inches of each other. Wow, that's amazing.
It's beautiful.
And I got no amazement out of it.
Yeah, I felt nothing.
Yeah, I felt nothing. I did.
Ain't that just
feel nothing.
The way? That is just it's so tough when you are presented art and you go, just not having any reaction to this.
They didn't do it.
Yep.
They didn't find it.
They didn't find it.
No.
That's good. I like that. Yeah.
Mamps? Mm-hmm. Mr. Mamps. Did you watch anything this week?
I'm trying to remember. Did I talk about tarot on the pod?
Briefly. For like 13 seconds, but I want to hear about it.
I couldn't remember if I was like, did I bring it up last Panda? I have no idea.
Who knows?
But anyway, I saw tarot, and it's hard to resist the pun. It was Tarot Bowl. Not a good movie. It was really rough. It had that same thing where like the intro is so just not good. Like just so many characters trying to be funny or whatever. Like, yeah, she said this. Oh, you would say that. Like you're like, ugh, I'm so over it. And this dude, I think he was in the Spider-Man movies as the friend. And he's unbearable. He's like trying to do a joke every 2 seconds, and you're like,
wait. Is it the Asian guy in the chair guy?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And he's just like smoking. He's like a vaping, annoying guy and just like so brutal the whole movie. And spoiler alert, he is the one person. Well, no, 3 people live, but he's the one that just somehow doesn't get killed by the taro monster. He's like about to die, and then someone just is like, "Hey, you, what's up?" And that's how he lives. You're like, what? That's
how tarot works. And obviously, you don't know how tarot works.
I don't. I really don't. The movie's very goofy.
Look into it.
It's one of those movies that literally tells you how everyone's gonna die, and then they literally just die in that way, and you're like, okay. And they know not to do the things. They're literally told what not to do. At one point, a lady has a video of her reading, and she's like, "You're gonna run away and get caught on a rope." Like, all the readings tell you exactly how they're gonna die. They're like, "You're gonna go down the wrong track, and something sudden's gonna knock you out." It's like, this is so stupid. One's like, "You're gonna climb a ladder and fall." Like,
what?
And that's literally, a lady falls, and this is such a dumb death. She falls off a ladder, and then the ghost sucks her back under the ladder and just beats her to death. This makes no sense at all. And then, the one guy gets scared. The hermit card jumps out, and he falls in. Okay, they're in an abandoned train track, by the way. Sure. Abandoned train track. There's no running trains in this place.
Good place to do tarot.
Yeah, and he gets scared by the hermit, and so he flies out the truck. He's like, "Ah!" And then another silent train. I was like, why? There's no trains running here. This place is abandoned. I was like, what? Uh-huh. And then, the one lady, there's literally like a golem vampire looking thing. That's the hanged man. It's like, and then this lady's running, and then it just like grabs her and hangs her, and you're like, this is so stupid. It's such a bad movie. And, okay, it does that thing. You know the lady who was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, who is now back? They brought her back into the movie verse.
Oh, yes.
She was in the other Texas Chainsaw. Spoiler alert, gets killed. She's in this. Spoiler alert, gets killed. She's just like, "I can stop the ghost, the witch's ghost." And then the witch just takes over her body and kills her. Like, oh, this is great. She sucks her into blackness, and then she flies down and just has 10 swords in her back. It's like, where did the swords come from?
Hey.
This is like,
that's dead. The way magic works. Yeah. Sometimes you got 10 swords in your back.
You just do. Which I guess, whatever. I guess it's all magic. But, now she's in that Watchers movie, and I'm like, I bet she's going to die. I bet they're going to kill her. I bet
Watchers. Kill her. The father. Passing down to the daughter.
Yes. Hopefully.
Shyamalan 2.
We'll hope it's good. I don't know. You never know.
It kind of looks interesting.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, definitely a better trailer than most trailers I've seen this year.
Yeah, I am kind of getting a little, like, there's so many of that type of movie where there's, like, some, rule that you can't break or whatever. Like, there's one with Halle Berry coming out with her 2 sons where it's like, "If you're not tied to the house, you die." And I was like, what? I was like, what is going on? Like, it's just so weird. I'm like, this is getting out of control. It's very odd. I'm like, huh?
You crazy kids, you know, if you want to live around here, you got to play hopscotch. Don't forget. If you miss one jump, well, the hopscotch demon comes for you, and he's going to eat your head. Yeah. That's what the hopscotch demon does, I tell you.
It's just getting hilarious. It's like the bit people used to say on Stephen King where it's like, "And then this happened," like something crazy, like, something dumb comes to life. And you're like, we are kind of in that zone of like, why? Anyway.
It's because the Friday the 13th rights are just, they're in peril. They're just hanging out in somewhere, and you can't make any more Friday the 13th movies. So everybody's like, well, I got a great idea. What if, I don't know. What if the Hopscotch Man comes?
What if he comes?
If you don't miss one jump on hopscotch, the Hopscotch Man eats your head.
Yes, and when you're walking alone in the woods, you hear hop, hop, scotch, scotch.
And then the hopscotch appears before you. The wind blows the leaves away, and you see a city street before you and a glowing. This is already better than The Strangers Chapter 1.
Yeah.
That's sad. Well, we had a great time talking about The Strangers Chapter 1, and we're very excited to talk about Furiosa.
I'm so excited.
Next week.
I'm so excited.
I'm really excited.
I
wasn't for the longest time for some reason, and now that it's so soon, I'm like, oh yeah, we get a new one.
After I watched Fury Road again, I was like, oh, I'm just ready. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
If you guys want to wet your whistle, check out any of the other Mad Max movies.
Yes.
Check out 3,000 Years of Longing.
Ooh.
Check out Babe 2. They will all get you ready for Furiosa.
Wow.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It has been a pleasure doing this recording with you, talking about one of the finest horror movies of the year, The Strangers Chapter 1.
Yes.
And on behalf of you, Mampy Hikes, I'm Sean Parrott saying to all the listeners out there, bon appetit!